What's up? How's everyone doing? Look, I'm back at it live again. How's everyone doing? Back at it live again. Hopefully this thing's working. Hopefully I'm not on mute or nothing. We'll see what happens. See if anyone even comes in here because it's not my regular night to go live. But I figured it's been a while, so it's time to go live again. I tested out two students today. One trifecta, one did not. And it happens. Sometimes people get nervous. Sometimes people just, you know, it is what it is. Like I tell a lot of people, like some of the best drivers we have out here did not trifecta. So it's not a big deal if you don't trifecta. The thing is to don't give up. Keep going. Fight for your CDL. A lot of people think about the little $250 trifecta bonus. That's great and all, but at the end of the day, what's really important is getting that CDL. So, you know, it just happens. Gene Scott, what's up, Gene? How you doing, buddy? You enjoying trucking still? Let's see. Brandon, hey, what's up, man? I'm back in the seat trying live again. 51 Logistics. Hey, 51 Logistics, I called you not too long ago. I left you a voicemail. I was hoping to get in touch with you, see what you were up to. I keep up with you on some stuff, so I see what you're doing, so I know that you've been busy. So checking in from Los Angeles. Let's go, California. Greenwich, Mr. Trainer of the Year. Hey, thank you. Missouri Reefer Division, Instructor of the Year. I walked to the stage. Bros, like I was completely blown away. I was not expecting that. So I went to the instructor banquet and I took my wife with me and seen my fleet manager and seen a bunch of people there. And I was looking around the room and I was like, where's all the other instructors? Now we have some instructors that also do the dab. So it was a combined party. And then there was TNT trainers there, all kinds of stuff. So I'm looking around the room and I'm all like, what is going on here? Why are people missing? I'm looking for my boy Hawk. I'm looking for my boy Russell. I'm like, where is everyone at? And I'm just chilling there. And I was like, that dude over there, he's gonna get instructor of the year because he's a great trainer. He's a real good trainer. And I was expecting him to get it. I never realized that it was gonna be me. So I'm sitting in there and we're going through all the trainers. Everyone's getting their awards. And then the last one is Missouri Reefer Instructor of the Year. And they read out what my fleet manager wrote about me. And I heard he brings a lot of people in through TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. He's doing social media, pretty much your dependables, stuff like that. And I was like, who else is doing YouTube and stuff? I was like, who won this? And they called my name, and I just kind of sat there for a second. I was like, did they call my name? And then my wife tapped my leg and she was all like, I'm proud of you, and I was like, man. So like, I was like, I gotta go on this stage. So I went up on the stage, shook everyone's hand, walked over there. They gave me the award. And then they said, speech. I may be good at talking on live streams and I'm good at making videos and stuff, but what I am not good at is like public speaking. Like, so I'm walking up there and they're all like Mr. Stan Casterkey's like, hey, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone why you train? And I'm all like, oh no. I say for the money, and everybody started laughing. If you know me, I'm gonna joke around. So I'm all like, well, hey, I get paid great. I'm not saying I don't get paid great. So like I said the money and everyone started laughing and I was like, oh, wrong answer. So I was all like, And then I started getting choked up mid-speech. You get up there in front of the mic and the room is dark and you got all these spotlights on you and you can't see nothing out there. It's not like being on live here. I have lights on in here. I have a lot of lights on in here and they're shining on me, but I can see the wall over there. I can see stuff out there. It was like a wide open space. I'm like, people everywhere out there, and I'm like, I can't see nothing. So like I was like trying to say, hey, you know, I try to make people better. I try to improve people's lives. All I could come out with is, you got guys down here at the bottom, and I want to bring them up here to the top. I had guys that came from nothing, and I want them to be successful. I want them to get somewhere. And I was all like, oh gosh, I'm horrible at speeches. So it was cool though. It was an honor to get the award for the second time. I got it in 2020 and now I got it in 2023. So, you know, cool. Awesome. It's an honor. It's great. Blink Twice says, long time no see, Twizted. I have a question for you. I've been hearing about a lot of lease operators are leaving the company. What's up with that? Can you talk about it? You know, I don't think it's only the lease operators right now in trucking. And I've been saying this too. I've been telling people, hey, right now in trucking, it is slow. And I've been saying for a year, like, hey, it's going to be slow till after these elections. So trucking is slow right now, and it's going to be slow. Because, you know, it's election year, and until these elections are done, then, you know, it's just going to be slow. So if you're out here and you're working and you're all like, man, I'm not getting loads, you know, maybe it's a prime thing. Loads are like, freight is down. Like, honestly, it's getting a little better. I'm hearing people say that it's picking up. It's not going to be like really, really good, but it's picking up. So you got to take that into effect. Like, freight's low. And then also there's talk of putting the cameras in the truck, which I'm for the cameras in the truck. Honestly, I'm for it. Keep honest people honest. So, you know, put the cameras in the truck. It's not that big of a deal. So, you know, people leaving for different reasons. You know, it's, if the grass is greener on the other side and you make more money, then go for it. You know, find out what's best for you. You have to make trucking work for you. Flatbed trucker, what's going on? Hans, where has Tennessee been? I have no clue. Don't know where he's been. Blink Twice says, congratulations. Thank you. Hans says, not slow here where I average 3,500 miles a week. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, maybe the product that we're hauling, like food grade stuff, it might be slow whenever other stuff might be picking up. I hear flatbed is staying pretty steady this year. Like, I hear that they're not having any issues really. That's word on the street. The Real says, best advice I can give about public speaking is be thankful and thank the people around you, and it's hard work, dedication pays off. Much clown love. Whoop, whoop. But yeah, I mean, I was getting choked up. I was like, I'm choked up. But it's all good. It's an honor to get that award again. I got a picture on a plaque now that looks like me. My first plaque did not look like me. It was my ID card photo from when I first came in here. No beard. Like, people see it on the wall in there, they're probably like, I don't know if that's him or not. Greenwich says, people keep looking for the greener pastures. A lot of them will try to come back. And that's exactly right. You might go try something else and you might come back. And when we weren't hiring a lot of people were trying to come back to Prime, and they were having a hard time getting back. Because we were hiring like pretty much mostly students. Like, we're hiring new students. We weren't hiring people with CDLs for a while. Morel Wood says, it's not slow at my company, small company doing Amazon relays 4,000 miles a week. See, that's good. And not like I said, it's some people will say it's coming back, it's picking back up. Jeff says, I'm sure some will leave over cameras. Some will leave on over cameras, but it's not going to be as much people as you would think. Like I heard somebody hollering that we were going to probably lose 25% of all prime drivers. I highly doubt we lose 25% of all prime drivers. I don't see that happening. I really don't. On says, I would have worn dark sunglasses and pretend to look at the crowd and just give them thanks to the family of former students. Yeah. Yep, that's what I should have done. I was not expecting, nobody else had to give a speech. So I was like, I don't have to give a speech. I'm walking up there like, do. Daniel's going to tell you why he trains. I'm all like, oh, no. The real says I had to overcome pride of public speaking. 2 other way. I don't want. Yeah. Public speaking's hard to do. Hans, Amazon's cheap freight. Greenwich. Cameras are coming to the industry. Prime's getting a head start on the move. Yeah, exactly. They've been trying to pass the camera thing for a while. They have. So I'm not surprised that it's coming down the chute. Like, just like e-logs, everyone's all like, man, e-logs are not going to be for everybody. And Prime went ahead and started doing e-logs. We had e-logs before everybody had a Switch. So when the Switch happened, pretty much DOT saw a Prime truck come in there and they're all like, I know you got e-logs, go. But every other truck was getting pulled over and they were like having a look at them. But, you know, I was kind of like, oh, you're a Prime truck, go ahead. Because they know that we were run off of the e-logs. Same thing with the cameras. Cameras are going to come out to everybody, period. It's going to happen. OG says, respect to the host and the channel, and straight up respect to truck drivers, the backbone of the world. Hey, OG, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hello, Jake Hudson. Liked and shared. Let's go. Appreciate you. Blink twice says, so when does it go into effect? The cameras? When does it go into effect? The cameras go into effect? I'm not sure when the cameras go into effect. They're trying. Last I heard, and it's not going to happen. So last I heard is they were trying to get cameras in all of the trucks by September because we also get the new tablet. So that's last I heard. As far as I know, we're not going to make that deadline is what I heard. Now, I know that you can go volunteer and pull up to Bay 45 or whatever it is. You can pull up there and go ahead and get it put into your truck with a new tablet Qualcomm if you want to. Some people might want to. If you want to do that, go for it. I went over there one day. I pulled up to the front of it, and I was all like, "Hey, how long does it take to get my camera installed?" They're all like, "Freightliner or Peterbilt or what?" I was like, "Freightliner." They said it should take about 20 minutes. I said, "Cool." I'm about to go on lunch for an hour. I said, "Well, I'm not going to wait no hour and 20 minutes for this." So I left, and then I went over there one other time, and I was all like, "I really don't want to get this camera installed." I was like, "I don't want to spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes over here getting the camera installed because time is money, so I could be doing other stuff with my time." So that's, it's not a big deal though. Han says, I don't see no issues on cameras. If they want to hear me cuss out four-wheelers and give them the fingers, so be it. Right? Yeah, Hans, I mean, they'll catch you on camera doing that. I don't hear... From what I hear, they're not as bad as everyone thinks that they're going to be. And a lot of people that have the cameras, they actually like them because it's helping them become a safer driver. It's going to tell you if you're following too close. It's going to tell you if you stopped at the stop sign or if you ran a stop sign. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that's being found out. There's good information coming from it so people can be more aware. And then they're talking about, hey, if you're a safe driver, they're going to keep tallies of it. and the higher you rate as a driver, the more safe you are, the safer you are, whatever the case may be. They're going to give you bonuses. Who doesn't like getting paid more? So the safer I drive, you're going to give me a bonus. This light is driving me nuts. Off. Okay, that's better. That light was driving me nuts. So, hey, if more pay's involved, why not? Like, if I'm a safe driver, I'm going to get paid more. Everybody likes getting paid more. Jeff says it took a long time to get e-logs in all trucks. I bet it'll take at least a year to get cameras in the trucks. Yeah, it will. And the new trucks that are coming out, they're going to come with cameras in them already at Prime. So, we're just gearing up for it. Greenwich says, if you aren't doing anything wrong, then it shouldn't be a problem with the camera. Exactly. Well said, Greenwich. If you're not doing nothing wrong, I think the main thing that they're looking for right now, and it is a major issue. It's a major issue. People driving down the roads playing on cell phones, playing on computers, all that stuff. Like, let's go, Hans, with a super chat. Welcome back to the $10 super chat. Welcome back to live chat, you pajama wearing trucker, right? I got my pajamas on today, bro. But yeah, it's all good. Thank you for the super chat, Hans. Thank you. But there is a major issue with people on their cell phones driving down the road. It's bad. It's real bad. And I'm kind of tired of it myself. So if that takes people off the road, or if that takes people off the road for texting and driving, so be it. That gets somebody dangerous off the road. If you're not wearing your seatbelt, it's going to ding too. Seatbelts, safety equipment. Put a seatbelt on. One of my friends, daughter was in an accident not wearing a seatbelt, and I'm not saying not wearing the seatbelt would have stopped anything, but she didn't make it. And you never know, would the seatbelt have changed it? You never know. But still, the seatbelt should be on. Seatbelts should be on. Like, I highly am for wearing seatbelts. So that's making people safer. To Morel Woods, how's the new Freightliner treating you? I like it. I like my new Freightliner. I don't like that lane alert thing that beeps at you. It just, like, whenever you make it, like, you put your blinker on, it's going to start beeping at you. High pitched beep sound, has that light over there. I'm starting to get more used to it, and I'm kind of liking it because it kind of is a safety feature. The only thing is, I'm starting to notice that my students are kind of relying on it. So the other day, my student put on the blinker and he was doing a lane change. It was safe to do the lane change. There was nothing wrong with the lane change, but there was an exit right next to us, and it was another lane exit. It was like we moved over to the left to pass a vehicle on the side of the road that was broke down with people. So we moved over left, and then we were moving right. Nobody next to us, but there was an exit, and one of the cars sped up to hit that exit, and they got right up beside us, but they were 2 lanes over, and that thing started beeping, and my student turned away from it. I said, whoa, easy. I said, check your mirrors. Do you see anybody over there? It's safe to get over. Other than that system on the truck, it's just like my old truck, except for it's white now. So I had the dark green trucks 2 in a row, and now I got a white truck, and I like my white truck. I do. It's at first I was like, man, it's a white truck. It's going to get dirty. I'm not going to like this, but it's starting to really, really grow on me. On says, so does the camera ding if you light up a cigarette? No, I do not think so. I know so. It does not. Blink Twice says, I must say I'm not going to call out any YouTube names that work for the company, but I noticed There's a lot of driving videos. There's not a lot of driving blocking videos anymore. Blocking videos. Driving or backing videos. I don't know what you're trying to say. So somebody's not doing YouTube no more. I don't know what you're trying to say, but you know, I have given it a big break for a while myself. So I gave it a real big break and kind of like getting my life together and just doing stuff. And I know everybody's been like, "Hey man, where have you been?" And I just been like, "Hey, you know, I just got to be in the mood for it. If I want to come in here and do a good job in here, then I got to have the right mindset. If I'm like, man, I really don't want to be here right now, I'm not going to do a good job." So like the more I'm like, hey, I really want to do this live, then I'm more into it. It's going to be better. Let's go. So we're going on long days. The 2024 Freightliner, it does do the lane change noise. Yeah, the lane change noise was, that thing was annoying, but Jesus' name above all names, white trucks reflect the sun and stay cooler. Good. Blogging. Oh, blogging. Not saying name out that work for the company, but I noticed there's there's not a lot of driving blogging videos anymore. Yeah. I don't know. Who know? I don't know. Like I was not. So whenever I started at Prime, that was one thing that they were big on. Is they were all like, "We don't want to see no videos of you behind the wheel." And they were strict on it too. Whenever I started, so they wanted no videos with you behind the wheel, and they wanted no videos of you talking to a camera driving down the road because that's distractive. So the way around it was get a dash camera and just let it record out the windshield. And then whenever you wanted to make a video, you just took some of that footage off, edit it, boom, put it in your video. And that was great. But, you know, now I'm seeing a lot of people with the cameras set up all around in their trucks, and they are actually talking to the cameras and doing videos like that. And you know, to each their own. I'm not saying they're wrong for doing that. I'm just saying whenever I first came in here, that was a big no. Like you were pretty much going to get terminated for stuff like that. But you know, it's new day and age, and Prime doesn't have a problem with us doing videos anymore at all, really. Oh, Lorenzo Gonzalez, what's the process of joining Prime in 2024? First, get your permit. First, you want to get your permit. You want to apply at the company. You want to put in that application. You want to get through all of their stuff. You got to give them all that information. They're going to check your background, your driving record, and then you're going to come out to whichever terminal is closest to you. You're going to go to orientation there. You're going to have computer training. You're going to have simulator training where you get to drive the computer animated truck. And then you're going to go to the PSD phase, which is instructor teaching you how to drive the truck and drive back and pre-trip. They're going to teach you that stuff, and they're going to get you ready to test so you can actually get that CDL. Then you will go on TNT. TNT right now, they're letting people upgrade at 30K miles right now. If you got a clean driving record and your trainer thinks you're ready, like they're letting you upgrade early right now. But you know, truck that depends on truck availability and different stuff like that. So they are letting people upgrade early at 30K miles, but they can always go back to 50. And then once you finish that, You're on your own truck making your own money. Does the company pay for the cameras on lease operators, or does the lease operators pay for them? Okay, right now, and this is just me guessing because I don't know, but I know right now they said no lease operator is going to have to pay for a camera to be put in the truck. But I'm pretty sure that whenever the newer trucks, if you're buying a newer truck that comes with a camera, that camera cost is going to be figured into that truck. It's just going to be part of that truck now. So I'm pretty sure that you're going to have to pay for the equipment that's put into that truck because you're buying that truck or you're leasing that truck. But if they're adding a camera to your truck right now, then I'm pretty sure that, or I know that they said that they're not charging you to put that camera in your truck. Greenwich says maybe the guys under their own authority pulling prime freight can run without cameras. See, I'm not sure on that. I know somebody that I could ask, though, and I will ask the person whenever I see them next, or maybe I'll send them a text or call them. But there is somebody I can call that has their own authority and runs prime freight like that. I have not asked them yet. But it's going to be interesting. I'm one of those guys that call people out. Like I knew this person, and I ain't going to name no names, but she said, oh, if Prime does this, I'm going to quit. And then she was all like, if Prime makes me do a sleep study, I'm going to quit. And I told her, I said, hey, they're going to make you take a sleep study, so why don't you just quit? Just go ahead and quit. You know, I'm that guy. Like, you're going to say, hey, I'm going to quit. Hey, quit. It's not that hard. If you're going to keep on hollering, hey, I'm going to quit, I'm going to quit, I'm going to quit, go ahead and quit. I'm not tripping. Like, don't be that person that hollers, I'm going to quit, and then you don't quit. Don't be the guy that says, hey, I'm going to quit if they put a camera in my truck, and then they put a camera in your truck and you don't quit. To me, a man's as good as his word, man or woman. They're as good as their word. If their word is I'm going to quit, then, hey, put your money where your mouth is and do it. I would highly suggest you found somewhere else to go work for before you do that, because that would be the smarter thing than just quitting without having a plan. But hey, to each their own. Because I really don't like that. Like, somebody would quit without something else lined up, because to me that's irresponsible. You always want to quit for something. If you're going to quit a job and leave it, this is how I was raised. If you're going to leave the job that you're at, or you're unhappy with the job you're at, start looking for the next place. Get that job lined up. Make sure it's good and solid. And then, of course, put in your 2 weeks notice in case you ever have to come back. And then go ahead and quit, because you're already going somewhere else. Don't quit and not have anything lined up, because it might take you a while to find your next job. Good thing about trucking is it's pretty easy to get to the next job. And not only that, but like say you were all like going to quit tomorrow. You hit up that next company. Hey, I'm setting in, say you're turning in your truck in Springfield, Missouri. Hey, I'm setting in Springfield, Missouri. I got a bunch of stuff. I need a rental car to get to you, and I'm going to come work with you, and I'll start your orientation ASAP. Boom, you load your stuff from your truck into your rental car, and boom, to the next company. It's all about how much you're worth. So, like, if you have experience, if you have a couple years of experience, or at least a year of experience, those better companies are more willing to work with you, because they can start looking at your record and see what kind of driver you are. If you're not getting any tickets and you're not getting any infractions and stuff like that, and you haven't had no accidents, guess they want you, because you're not a risk to them. So they will treat you a little bit better to get you there. If you're that guy that's had multiple wrecks and tickets and all that stuff, you might as well stay at the company you're at until they fall off, because nobody else might touch you. So be smart with that. That's all I'm saying. Blink twice is another thing just popped out of my head. Is it true that your company tries to force new drivers into leased trucks? No. No, we don't. They don't force nobody into leased trucks. So they don't have to either. There is enough lease drivers out there hollering, oh man, company drivers can't make no money. If you're a company driver, you're broke, you can't make no money. They don't have to say nothing. There's enough lease drivers out there saying that you can't make no money as a company driver, which is not true. I make great money as a company driver. I'm a company driver. I make great money. I found out how to make it work for me. So, you know, they're not going to force you into a company truck, or I mean, a lease truck. They're not going to force you into a company truck. If you're from California or one of the states that's like doing away with letting you be able to lease, they have no choice but to put you in a company truck because you live in that state. That's all they can do. Billy Smith says, how's the drug test these days with Prime? I was told to wait 6 months, so I've been clean for 6 months now. Billy, that's the perfect thing to do is be clean for 6 months. Whenever you take your DOT physical, they're going to drug test you there, and they're going to test for some other stuff. So you'll get drug tested there, and I believe that they still drug test you when you get here to orientation, but I'm not 100% positive on that. So, but it is a urine test here. It's not a hair follicle test. As of right now, it's not. But that's one of the other things that the federal government will try to put into effect. They try to make it where all of the, if you have a CDL, you were hair follicle tested only. Well, right now they haven't passed it. So guess what? It's urine at Prime. It's cheaper to do that too. Well, what they do is they send it to like 2 different companies to get tested. That way, both companies, like, so they take it and they send it out to 2 different companies, wherever they send it to. And both of them read the results and then they send it back. That way, if you have one test come back positive and one come back negative, it's a bad test. Just they're going to test you again. But if you have both of them come back positive saying that you were under the influence of such and such, and they both say that, then you're gone. Like, you're probably gone. So, I think that that's a lot better. I thought that was pretty cool that they did that because I had a friend that failed one, and that's how I know about that. But I was like, really? He was like, yeah, 2 companies said it. I was like, man, that's no good. Greenwich Trucking says, if I wasn't doing an ACE lease, then I would go company right now. Great market for company drivers. 100%. Right now, as company drivers, we are not, I can't speak for everybody, but most of us company drivers, we're doing excellent because we're paid by the mile right now. So if the rates are bad, or the rates are low, it doesn't affect us because we get paid the same. It doesn't matter the load. So yeah, Greenwich, you're exactly right. That question on there. I waited my 6 months in a long process. I've been waiting for years now. I'm ready. Billy, come with it, man. Come with it. Come with it. The CDL has been like one of the greatest things that I ever have done. I feel like. I feel like my life has been elevated so much by getting a CDL. I know what it feels like to live paycheck to paycheck, and I don't have to live like that no more. So it's great. Like, I'm happy. I love it. Do they do hair samples too? No, they don't do hair samples. Hans, what's the hardest place you ever had to deliver to? The hardest place I ever had to deliver to? That's a hard question. I don't remember the name of it. Actually, man, let's see. If you're talking about the hardest backing I ever had to do was on a flower load. Like we delivered to a little flower shop in a neighborhood off of a little road, and it was hard to back into there at night. Long driveway. It was a long driveway, but it was off of a 2-lane street. You had to back into it and back all the way to the building. It sucked. Probably the hardest place I ever delivered to would have probably been. And that flower load was bad. Like the whole load was bad. Like we went a lot of places, but I think San Francisco would probably be some of the hardest places I went to. You know, like I remember we were late because of a O2 one time, and like this customer said, "Don't come during this time because school gets out." Well, we had to go during that time, and it was busy. It was busy. We got it in the dock. We Like I didn't trust their helper because their helper was. I was all like, "No, I'm gonna hit something." Like I got out and looked, and I was like, "I ain't gonna make that." And he's like, "Yeah, you will. Just turn it all the way." I was like, "No, I'm not gonna make that." So I ended up getting in there without his help, but I had to pull up a lot. He was all like, "You could have got that in there way easier." I was like, "Nah, you were gonna let me hit something, bro." Like I know I was gonna hit. So and then whenever I got it in there into that dock, it took forever for them to unload us, and my AC wasn't working in my truck at the time. It was hot and miserable, and I hated it. And as soon as I got out of there, I was like, "Hey, route me to Springfield, or route me home, or route me to somewhere to get this thing fixed." So I wanted to get it fixed because it was just miserable. So some of these tire places, they're not my hardest was Ralph in Compton, California. I've been there. It was a pain in the ass. But yeah, a lot of the places over in California are kind of pains. Another hard one was, if anyone ever seen that show, Robin Biggs Fantasy Factory, Americo bought that factory, the Fantasy Factory. Americo bought that factory. It was a pain. It was a pain at that place. It was hard to back it in there. It was real hard to back it into the dock, and not only that, but it was one of those first come first serve. So it was a battle of blocking the box trucks so they wouldn't take your docks. So it was kind of a pain. That was kind of a pain too. So it was just those box trucks, man. If you've been trucking a while and you've been to California, you had to go to some of these first come first serve docks. You know what those box trucks are like, man. They just whip in there. They don't care. They don't care if you're setting up to back in there. You give them enough room and they're going in there. If you got some other trucker guys that like, "Hey, I was here first, you were here next. Like you help me back in, and then whenever I get in, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna block those guys to let you in." And then you talk to the third guy, he's out there helping too. Y'all can block off those box trucks where they won't get in there. But it sucks whenever you have to fight the box trucks to get into the spot. Like they're they're annoying. I always tell my students, "There's my mortal enemy, the box truck. The box truck." I don't know. I think things are going good, and I'm pretty sure that freight's about to pick back up, and we'll be out there. We'll be out there making great money again soon. Just get through this election year. Some of the docks I've been to on the east were designed for 48-foot cabs or box trucks. Yeah. Man, like some of these tire loads I go on, these tire loads, some of them are tight docks. Like I wish I could like it's a customer or it's open shop. So like they don't want me videotape on their property. Some of them don't. They're like no taping on the property or whatever. And I really don't ask. I really don't ask. Like, hey, can I video out here? I don't even want to bother them, so I don't bother them. If there's nobody out there, then there's nobody out there. But some of these places we go on these tire loads, like there's no way a 53-foot trailer should be in them. Like, there's no way. It's just how it is. I gotta go get some sleep. Don't be a stranger. Right, Hans? Hey, thank you for coming in, Hans. Bro, I kind of missed this, really. I kind of missed doing these lives. Super Trucker Hans, everybody. Like, let's go. Let's go, Super Trucker Hans in the building. But yeah, these man, you're going just like a lot of their free room out there they're using for storage. So they got all these tires out there in the way in. If they didn't have the ground covered with the tires and it was actually the way the property should be, it'd be easy to back these things in. But they got all those extra rims and stuff out there. It makes it hard. Blink Twice says, "Yeah, I'm ready to get my career off the ground. It crash landed before it even started. I'm not trying to get into the long story about what happened, but I got 2 more years to wait." Dang, bro. Hey, man, hopefully those years fly by for reals. Hopefully they fly by. 2 years is not that long. I know it is whenever you're trying to get somewhere and you're trying to do something, but before you know it, those 2 years will be gone and you'll be here or you'll be wherever you want to be. 2 years. Man, I was thinking about this the other day because I had people that were talking about, oh, let's go. Hans with another super chat. Hans says $10 Red Bull and coffee money. That's what I'm getting in the morning. I got a load too in the morning. I'm not going too far. It's just to Joplin, but I mean, like, it's not that big of a load. But I'm gonna run it up the street, but I'll definitely get a Red Bull. I forgot what I was talking about. Spaced out. I have no idea what I was talking about. But I think everything's going good. I see a lot more PSD students coming in. So that right there is a good indication that stuff is about to start picking up. Because every year that I had that we were training a lot of students, every year that the students were coming in there and we were testing them out and like we had the ball rolling, the freight was good. Those were the years that trucking was booming. So like I can see that it's picking up because the amount of students coming in is picking up. Blink Twice says, I'm driving the city bus right now. All right, let's go. Hey, it's experience with a big vehicle. Think of it like that. So you're going to be used to how wide it is. It's going to help you out. Last Lap Logistics. What's going on, man? Really glad to see you back on the live, Twizted. Hey, man, it feels good to be back. Really feels good. Blink Twice says, when I got that little taste of driving, I'm addicted to it. I think about it all the time while I'm driving city bus. Yeah. Oh, I would too. I would too. Jeff says, I got 11 more months and retiring. Can't wait. You ain't lying, man. Retirement. That's what dreams are made out of. Dreams are made out of when do I get to retire? I have no idea when I'm going to get to retire. I really have no clue. I set up my 401k and stuff like that, and I'm taking the right steps to hopefully get to that retirement, but you don't know. Like, you don't know when it's going to come, because like a lot of people I was talking to one of my friends today about him retiring. I said, when you going to retire? He was all like, well, I hit the age, whatever the age is. He goes, I hit that pretty soon, but I'm not planning on retiring. He was like, you're just gonna find me out there on the pad one day, buy like a cone and be like, oh, Russell went with the pad. Oh, I said a name, my bad. But you're just gonna find me out there on the pad one day, and I was all like, I started laughing, and I was all like, man, that's not funny. Hopefully you get to enjoy your retirement. You know, Greenwich says, I'll retire when I get tired of driving. Greenwich ain't ever gonna get tired of driving. He lives and breathes trucking out here for reals. Like he is through and through a truck driver. Great guy too. If y'all ever see his truck out there, see his picture right there, Greenwich Trucking, his little picture on his YouTube, that's the picture on the side of his truck. So if y'all see him out there, tell him what's up. He's a great guy, very knowledgeable. That's a guy that you really want to, like, if you need help out there, that is the guy. That is the man with a plan. Jeff says, when I first started at Prime, started buying rental properties, and it has paid off. Oh, let's go, Jeff. That's great news. That's a smart ideal too. Any type of real estate is a great investment. Like, I try to tell some of my younger guys that come into trucking that are like 21, 22, 23, 24. I tell them, I'm all like, hey, real estate, invest your money in some real estate. Be smart with it. I don't care if you're buying a starter home. Like, buy your starter home. Go ahead and buy it while you're young. You get 10 years of it paid on it. It's went up in value. Plus, you already paid 10 years on it. So you're going to get that money. You're going to get that money and more back because it was investment. If you sell it, you're going to get that money back. If you're not selling it, by the time 10 years go by, you can rent it out. And you can probably rent it out for more than what the house payment is on it. So rent it out and then buy you another one. And just keep on moving up. Or you could, if you don't want to go into renting houses out and stuff like that, you could always just sell it and take the money that you made off of it, take all the money that you made off of it and put it into your next house and get the same house payment. That's kind of what I did. So whenever I moved from Texas, I took the money that I got out of my house that I sold in Texas and I put it into this one, and I'm paying pretty much the same payment I was paying in Texas, but I doubled my house size, doubled my yard size. Just remember, live within your means. Don't get a house payment that you can't afford. Like, don't get a house that it's going to take half of your month's wages to pay for the payment. You want get something that's like a fourth of what you make, or if you can, an eighth of what you make. That way you can save money. You're not like house broke. In Texas, I was house broke. Like my house was probably more than half of my check. If I had to guess, let me say, yeah, I think my house was more than half of what I brought home. So, once the house payment was paid, then you got your electricity, your bills and stuff. Like, I was broke at the end of the month. So, I never want to live like that again. I never want to live paycheck to paycheck again. Since I've been driving trucks, I haven't lived like that. Now, my house payment is a little bit more, we say $100 more than it was in Texas. But when I moved here, whenever I started trucking, my house payment was probably like about a fourth of what I was making. So whenever I moved here, my house payment was about a fourth of what I was making for the entire month. But then I start finding out how to how much I made. Like, hey, I'm a hustler. Like, I'm gonna hustle. I'm gonna make the money. The money on the table. I'm gonna go out there and get it. So I went out there and got it, and now it's probably about an eighth of what I make in a month. Sometimes it's a tenth of what I make in a month. Like sometimes it's a tenth of what I make in a month. Imagine that. A tenth of what you make in a month is your house payment. Even an eighth of what you make in 1 month is your house payment. That means that you have the rest for your bills, for investments. You're saving a lot of money up for all that stuff. Billy Smith says, I'll be 80 before I retire, right? I'm not living that. I'm not trying to live that life. Ali, what's up? CJ Customs, what's up, bro? Greenwich says, D has a beautiful house for only $300 a mortgage payment. Nah, my mortgage payment is more than that. First time catching your live stream. Well, welcome in. When's it getting good? Probably next week. Takes a while to get it started up. No, but with trucking, you just got to make it work for you. You got to figure out how to make the most money. You have to look at it like, try this out with my clocks. Find out what works best for you. That's why there's not too many people that have like a guidebook and they're all like, hey, this is what I do. And that's because it works for them, but it doesn't work for you. Like me and No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Me and No Hippie, we would go back and forth. He was the guy that I like running my clocks out, get in a 34-hour. That's how I make the most money. Me, I'm all like, nah, man, never run it out. Work 8 hours a day. That way you're always working on recaps. That's how you make the most money. What works for me does not work for him. What works for him does not work for me. You have to make it work. And that's the hardest thing. And people sometimes don't understand that. Or you run into the problem of you give somebody advice and in one ear, out the other. And that will really frustrate somebody because the next week you're still complaining about the same thing. I can't make no money trucking. Well, did you do what I told you to do? Did you try it out? Nah, man, I didn't do that. Why not, dude? I'm trying to help you. And, it's that way of thinking that like, oh, man, I run my own truck, man. I'm going to do what I want. And we're all like that. It's my truck. It's my business. I'm going to run it how I want. Sometimes it's good to have that open mindset and be able to listen and learn something from somebody. Last lap. Are you planning on having Tennessee flatbed on in the future? No, I'm not really planning on having Tennessee flatbed on in the future. If he ever wants to, then, he'll be back, but there's no plans. Like, it's not planned. Like, I'm not going to have him here Thursday. I don't have him planned for next week. It's, things happen. But, I would like to get some people on here, though. I have some people in mind that I need to talk to get them on here and see how they're doing, see what it's like on the other side, like Tanker. Maybe get somebody from Tanker on here. I got a great idea. I know an instructor that would be great to come on here, and he does his own stuff. Like, he's comfortable in front of a camera, we'll say. So he's real comfortable in front of a camera. So once he kind of gets into a groove, I might talk to him and try to get him on here. And, it would be nice to get like somebody that can come in every once in a while for Tanker, have somebody come in for flatbed, just to get the different divisions on here. I would love to get somebody from the intermobile division. I'm curious on the intermobile division, and I get questions on it sometimes. So it would be nice to get somebody on here from the intermobile division that could answer some questions, because I do get people asking me about it all the time. Hey, I'm from Chicago. What do you know about the intermodal division? I'm all like, I know the trailers are heavy. That's about it. I would like to give them more than that. Like, I know that they have a guaranteed pay. Well, what is it? I don't know what the guarantee is. Don't know. I know you'll be in a lightweight truck and I know that you'll be home. I don't know if it's every single night, period, or if it's like you might have to stay in the truck every once in a while. But it's a day cab, so if you would have to stay somewhere, they're gonna put you in a hotel room. They're not gonna have you sleeping in the day cab. I mean, if you want to take a nap in there, yeah, I'm sure that people take naps in them while they're waiting to get unloaded or whatever. But I believe most of it's drop and hook. I'm not sure the percentage that's not. CJ says this man is very knowledgeable and he's a great trainer too. I have good time when he trained me. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate it, man. You know, it takes all of us though. Like really for me to train somebody, it takes both of us. Like first you have to have me instructing you on what to do. Then you have to have that open mind to listen and be teachable. And you have to have that mindset of I want to do this. And that's how you're gonna be successful out here. And that's how you're gonna be able to get your CDLs. You have to be able to do all that. So it's not just me. It's not just me. Like I know a lot and I sure can teach a whole bunch of different ways and I can explain stuff a whole bunch of different ways, and I kind of see how I need to train each person now. I'm real quick on picking up like, hey, this guy's overthinker, this guy's this. I'm getting better at that, and I'm getting people trained before. Right now I'm averaging I get people 100% ready for their test at least 6 days before their test. That's what I'm kind of averaging. That they're completely ready about 6 days before their test, unless they're a special case, which I had not too long ago. Recently, I'll say I had a very special case that it took a little bit longer, but the average person on PSD with me, the average is about 14 days, 15 days, something like that. 14, 15 days. I tell all my guys pretty much like, hey, I'm going to try to get you to making your own money as fast as you can. I know what it was like to come out here, and I don't forget where I come from. I don't forget that I was on my trainer's truck scared and like, not making any money or wondering where my next paycheck's coming from. Like I don't forget that. I know what it feels like. So I try to get my students to their money as soon as possible because I know what it's like. Okay, so Elise says you make more with a Class B CDL than a Class A. True or false? All depends on the job. All depends on where you're at, who you're working for. Because I'm sure that there are some Class B jobs that probably make more than Class A. I'm pretty sure that there's one out there. So for the most part, I would believe that Class A is making more money because it is a it is a bigger vehicle, we'll say. We got product on there. We're not driving the buses and stuff like that. We got like food product, we got building stuff. There's hazmat. That's probably going to pay more than most of your class B stuff. There's hazmat, oversized loads. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you need a class A for that your class B won't cut it. So it just depends on like where you're at and stuff like that. And like Greenwich says, is it depends on the company. Oh, click the wrong one. Depends on the company. What are you are whatever CDL needs? One who cares. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Trucker Steve, CDL instructor. Let's go, Steve. Please keep the good work. I think Trucker Steve is that channel that I watched on I think that's who I watched the other day. Let me look. Yep, I watched your Trucker Steve. I watched your motorized backing the other day because I was just curious what it was like, what was on it. So I've been watching some of your stuff. I think that you do some great videos too. But yeah, I watched this one right here. Look at you, 200 and something thousand views on that video. It was a good video. But yeah, hey, you got some great videos too. I've been trying to go through some of them. I found your channel like I think I found it like 3 or 4 days ago because I was looking. No, it's been longer than that. It's probably been a couple months ago. I was looking at like different videos on the motorized. I can't even say it, but the new way we do backing. So I was looking at other companies and stuff like that, other states, seeing how they do stuff, and I was checking out your channel. Great channel, man. Really good channel. I saw your name and I was like, wait a minute, sounds familiar. When are you going live next time? I have no clue. I'm not setting nothing in stone till I can commit to it again. Once I feel like I can commit to a certain day. So I used to commit to Thursdays. Thursday is at 7 p.m. Central Time. So that would be like 8 Eastern and so on. But I used to commit to that and I was like, that's gonna be it. Like I'm on at that time every Thursday. Y'all got questions, I'll be there. But I just went through a lot of stuff and stuff happens with life. Like stuff happens. Sometimes you gotta step back and do what's important. And sometimes you just don't feel like doing it. So whenever I get committed to it again, Twisted wants to be committed. Yeah, whenever I get committed again and I'm all like, hey, look, I'm going to be live every Thursday at this time or every Wednesday at this time, then I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to be live again next week on Monday. I'm not going to do that because I'm not committed to it like that right now. It's kind of like whenever you go over the road and your family kind of misses you and you're not there for them because you're over the road. Sometimes you get consumed in stuff like social media and stuff like that puts you into that, like, I gotta go do this for my channel, I gotta go make merch I gotta check my merch shop, make sure my merch shop is has stuff in it, I gotta start looking for a new design, I gotta start doing research on videos, I got to go live. Like you're missing out on your family. Like you really are. You're missing out on your family. So sometimes you gotta just be like, you know what? I need to focus more on, you know, being other places than besides right here. Because I used to come down to this room right here. I used to come down to this room almost every single day. And I would get on this computer and I'd just start doing research and I'd have my notes down here. I think I got rid of them all. But I got some stuff down here, but nothing. But I would either type out notes. I would type out notes for videos. Or like I would get the pre-trip and I'd start working on the pre-trip and just to make a better video or a better pre-trip or whatever the case may be. So I was spending a lot of time down here. So yeah, and definitely turn your notifications on because you'll hear it go off and then you'll know I'm live. Is Pegleg's message still around? Oh, Greenwich, you want to hear Pegleg's message? I got you. So, hey, here's words for Pegleg. Even though I haven't seen them tonight, we got words from Pegleg.
everybody. Hit that like button. Borrow my leg to smash that ding dong bell. Oh, and if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too.
I forgot about that video, really. But that's one of my biggest supporters right there. One of them. I have a lot of huge supporters that like been here since the start. Pegleg's been one of the ones that's been here since the start, and we got together one day and we called each other and we were on the phone and we were talking about it. He was always in here like, hit the like button. You can borrow my leg to hit the like button. And I said, hey, would it be cool? Would it be cool or would it be bad if I asked you, hey, would you do a video on like using your leg to hit the like button? And I said, just send me a couple copies of it. And he got some help and boom, he sent me some copies of it. I think I had like three versions of it, and that's the one I went with. And I had to crop out the video some. I had to like throw some filters on it so you could see it better. I had to lighten up the room because it was kind of dark, and I didn't have to do too much work on it. Like he had a wide frame on it, so like it was good. It was kind of like it just needed to be brought in just a little bit to make him more visible. But it's a great video, and I do appreciate him. Like, man, I missed Hans tonight. I missed Hans. Like, seriously, I missed a bunch of y'all in here. Greenwich, I know I see you, Greenwich. I see you. But I miss talking to you on here. I miss being live. Like, there's a lot of people on here. There's a lot of people on here. 51 Logistics was in here earlier. Last Lap Logistics. Flatbed Trucker was in here. There's a lot of people in here that's been following me for a long time. Sorry if I missed anybody, but there's a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time because I haven't been live. And who knows, maybe I'm going to start making a habit of coming back live again. Tonight I was like, you know what? Talking to one of my friends and like reading through the comments. So the last probably the last 3 days I've been reading comments on my channel on different videos. Hey, when's your next live? Hey, why don't you go live no more? And I've been thinking about it. And last week I tried. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go live. And then I was like, man, it's summertime. I got the pool open. Would I rather go swimming with the kids and stuff? Or would I rather go live? Sorry, I chose the kids in the pool. Like, we went swimming, so. Greenwich, I said you first. I said I get to see you in person, but I missed talking to you on here. I think you were the first one. I didn't leave you out. Did not leave you out. So it's going to be good. It'll be good. You should see me. Y'all should start seeing me a lot more. I'm starting to make videos again. I got a video coming out. I think next week. I got one pre-made and coming out next week. I don't think I got one this week. I'm thinking about making one tomorrow. And I was supposed to make one today. But it ends up something happened, so didn't get to make it. That's a compliment when people ask you when you're going to go live next. Yes, I agree. Like, if it feels good that people care about you and they're all like, man, we want to see you live again. Like, we want to come check you out, like, have a good time again. So it is good, and it does feel good that, like, hey, I went live tonight. I think sometimes it was like the same questions over and over and over. Like, people would come in here. Like, I remember some lives whenever I had like 25 people in here, and like somebody would come in here and they'd be like, hey, does Prime drug test? And I'm all like, no. I said no. I'd be like, yeah, they drug test. Is it urine or hair? And I'm hair follicle or urine? I'm all like, urine. Then about 10 minutes later, hey, does Prime drug test? Yes. urine or hair follicle? And it was like the same question over and over and over. I'm sure that kind of got like, man, we keep getting the same question over and over and over. Like we keep hearing the same response over and over and over. So I think taking a break every once in a while makes it like fresh again, if you know what I mean. Plus, this week we hit 13K subscribers. So, that's great. That's awesome. I never thought I would get 13K subscribers. So we just rolled over 13K subscribers. Let's fucking go. Like, let's go. That's awesome. Like, what's your favorite cheese sandwich? Oh, yeah. Remember that, Greenwich? The weird questions that would come in here, too? What's your favorite sandwich? Yeah, man, there was some wild lives sometimes, but we always had fun. We did. Uh, Congratulations on 13K subscribers. Congratulations. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without y'all. I could not have done it without y'all. Like each one of y'all following me and believing in me and helping me out. I couldn't have done it. And truthfully, like all honesty, I'll tell you one thing that's kind of like personal for me, but it's kind of not. Is I was going through a while back. I was going through some dark time. Like I was going through some dark times, and I was like, I started this YouTube channel. Kind of on accident. Because I made a preacher video and then people were like being appreciative and stuff like that. But I started this YouTube channel because I kind of needed somebody in my life to like be like, hey man, you're doing good. Or, I think like when me and my dad were not really close, if you want to know the truth. Me and my dad were not like really close until about the time he passed away. So I think I kind of needed that, like, he passed away whenever he was 50. It was before I came out here trucking. And like a lot of times I think back and I'm all like, man, what look at me now. What would my dad think, So I kind of think that I needed like people to be like, hey man, I appreciate you, or hey, you're doing good, or I think I just needed like people to talk to and say, hey man, like you're doing good out there. Thank you for making that video and meeting people, and people are like, hey, I appreciate your video. That's why I came here. And it's just, I think I needed it. I did. And I think it helped me out with a big part of my life, really. I think a lot of this has helped me out. What's going on, Paper Chase Truckers? Uh, Tons. Good day from Australia, mate. Let's go. How's it going how's it going? How's it going down under? I wish I could do it. I can't have the accent. I like the accent too. Trucking can be lonely ass job. 100%. Trucking can be lonely. Like I was thinking about making a video about that the other day, and I still might. I'm still thinking about it, but I need to do some more research. So I was thinking about talking about like how lonely it is, the effects that it has on your family, the effects that it has on you, mental well-being, and about kind of how people will start coming out of the woodworks once you become a trucker. They're all like some of your friends back home, hey, you got money now, like hitting you up for money and stuff. Not to mention the girls that come at you, like truckers, y'all gotta be safe out there. Like girls or guys, they're all like, oh, you're a trucker now? Like they're coming after you. They're trying to get money from you. They're trying to take advantage of you. Like they really are, because now you have money and they see it and they know you do, and you're starting to buy those new shoes. You're starting to buy that new shirt. You got that nice cologne on that smells good all day long. And they're all like, man, this guy has money now. Like trucking, he went trucking and he has money. Like, hey, bro, like if I could, I'm telling like some of the Like there was a class the other week. I was in this class and they were giving the class up front and they were like, "Who's married in here?" And like a couple people raised their hands and they're all like, "All right, who's this one guy goes, "Well, I kind of am." She goes, "What do you like?" They go, "What do you mean kind of are?" And he was all like, "Well, I'm gonna be getting married pretty soon. You know, I'm engaged right now." Shoot, I was in the back of the room. I was all like, "Get a prenup!" Like everybody's laughing, but like for reals, like your life has changed. Like your life has changed. You know, if you're out here making like all this money nowadays, like you're making all this money and you went from having nothing and now you're getting married. I mean, it sounds bad, but get a prenup. Protect yourself. Protect what you worked hard for, you know? And just man or a woman. If you're a woman out here and you're a truck driver and you're making great money and you're about to get married, get a prenup. It's not a bad thing. Oz says you can always keep your bed warm with a recreational rep. Damn you, Oz. I was not expecting you to say some shit like that. I definitely was not expecting you to say nothing like that. Oh man, Oz. Oz for one person. How are you, Oz? How's Mrs. Oz? Um, I was not expecting you to put something like that. Yeah, you got paper chase. You're right. Got him. Like I was not at first. I was like, "What's he talking about? Like a light from a reptile house? Like a heat lamp? What's he talking about, bro?" Freaking Oz. Leave it to Oz. Innocent Oz. Like, man, Oz is such a nice guy. You ain't expecting nothing from him, and then bam, he hits you with a zinger like that. Like, I'm telling Mrs. Oz on you. That's BS. I'm gonna tell Mrs. Oz on you. I'm gonna be like, you know what Oz put in my channel? But hey guys, it's been nice talking to you all again, but I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go upstairs. I still got stuff to do tonight. I got to load tomorrow, so you know I'm gonna start getting ready for bed and all that stuff. We're good out here grinding. Heck yeah, like keep going, bro. Before I go, Kai says, I'm interested in getting my CDL. Do you think I should go to Prime? I should go to Prime without my permit. You're not coming here without your permit. You got to get your permit before you come to Prime. So either get it before you apply or after you apply. It doesn't matter. It's better to get it before you apply. But I'm out of here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace. Have a good night. Good night. We're good to see you on here again. Hey, y'all take care. I'm out.